Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Bolling. Welcome to Cashing In. We have a great Cashing In crew this week. Wayne Rogers, Jonathan Honig, Katie Pavlich, and Juan Williams. Welcome, everybody. Wage rage is spreading. More fast food and retail workers, backed by unions, hitting the streets this week demanding a 100% pay hike. They want their wages pushed up to $15 an hour. Now, Jonathan, let's talk about this. Give us a lesson in capitalism, my man. The free market dictates wages, or the government does?
Well, I mean, Eric, all these unions are going to do is increase the number of low-skilled, jobless people. Wages are not arbitrary. They're not based on compassion. They're not based on feeling. They're actually based on productive value. And the businessmen can't hire someone at $15 an hour if they only produce $7 an hour worth of work. If they do, they're going to go bankrupt. And for the best example of that, see the union's last handiwork, which was GM. Minimum wage actually discriminates against low-skilled workers. It says, look, if you can't produce $15 worth of work an hour, you can't work at all.
All right. And Katie, why did they stop at 15? Why didn't they go $30 an hour or 45 while they're at it?
Right. What does living wage mean? But I want to focus on the aspect here of that minimum wage jobs, these low-skilled jobs, are a way for people to get into the workforce. They're not meant to be a career. They're the way that you get into that. Now, I'm wondering where this idea of wanting to move up in a company has gone. You know, why aren't people starting at this minimum wage, low-skilled job, moving up to being a manager, maybe moving up to even being a franchise owner? That's the great thing about corporations, is you can move up as you go once you pay your dues inside a company.
All right, Juan, let's take it from there. By the way, Juan, how much is my chalupa at Taco Bell going to cost if they double the wage at Taco Bell?
I understand it. I think you mentioned the Big Mac earlier, Eric. I think it's 17 cents more if they went up to about $12, which is, you know, the living wage that they're asking for.
Okay, so do we agree that if you increase the wage to the hourly workers, the price the companies are just going to pass that right along to the consumer, right?
Yes, 17 cents. I don't think it's going to take much out of your big bucks.
By the way, I'm not sure
there,
your
buddy.
number's right, Juan. 17 cents sounds
yeah,
like
I think that's right. But anyway, I am so amused to hear my colleagues talk about this. You know, they have such concerns for the worker. Well, what about these big corporations, Jonathan? You say you're going to make them go bankrupt? These big corporations, Walmart, McDonald's, sitting on huge profits, refusing to reinvest in the American worker at a time when the American worker is suffering.
Wayne, well, let me just answer. Juan, what happens to those profits? I mean, I know people on the left have this vision that, you know, profits are just put into some Scrooge McDuck kind of, attic, or just swimming around their gold. Those profits are actually reinvested into more stores, more jobs, more production. When you insist that companies pay higher than market wages, you kill that production.
Are you kidding me? You know what they do with it? They ship it overseas so they can avoid taxes. Go check out.
I'm not sure. We don't have any proof of that. Hold on. Let me bring Wayne in here. Wayne, I just did a little pencil on paper math. 4 million workers in the fast food industry, about 30 hours a week. Let's just call it that. If you double the wage, you're talking about increasing wages, increasing payrolls by $45 to $50 billion a year. Should we be doing this now?
No, of course not, Eric. But, you know, there's something more fundamental here. The wages are just like everything else. It's supply and demand. If you've got 500 guys who want one job, then obviously that job is going to be, the cost of that job is going up. If you've got 5,000 guys in their 10,000 jobs, that job wage is going down. Also, the skill level. You know, to flip a hamburger is a heck of a lot different than a guy who's a computer programmer, so he can't be expecting to make the same kind of wages. By the way, we have a perfect example of how it was driven overseas in this country. The garments business is gone now. It all went overseas because wages got out of hand. So you're going to do that, and that's going to happen. And if you don't like it, if you don't think about it, you don't know what you're talking about. And all due respect to you, Juan, I can cite more examples that where this has happened than you can cite on the other side.
Hold on, Juan. Hang in there. Katie, hold on. Let me bring Katie in this. But Wayne makes a very, very good point. There aren't any minimum wage numbers overseas. I don't know what they are. I don't think there are any in China. I'm pretty sure there aren't in Brazil and some of the other countries. If there are, they're substantially below we are here. Aren't we just going to drive a lot of jobs? Well, maybe not retail jobs or fast food jobs, but the other service jobs overseas?
Right. The complaint is always that we don't have any jobs here in America. But the fact is that the labor is cheaper overseas due to things like this for low-skilled positions. And let's talk about youth unemployment here for a second. Minimum wage jobs at places like McDonald's, these entry-level positions, are necessary for high school and college students to kind of get their way through school and to get a foot into the workforce. If you start raising that cost and making them more expensive, employers are just going to stop hiring them. And we've seen a 17% youth unemployment rate for years and years now. We've seen that rate go up as the minimum wage gets hiked.
Why? In your city alone, hold on, Juan, in your city alone, there's that Walmart law that they're trying to get through where they want to increase the wage requirement for Walmart. There's a 34% unemployment rate among teens in Washington, D.C. You're just going to even box those people out even more from jobs they need.
Well, wait a second. You know what you got to consider is if you're talking about McDonald's, the average age of a worker there is like 28. We're not talking about teenagers. The second thing to say is that, Eric, you and Wayne are going to have to get in your corporate jets to go get your McDonald's hamburgers if you think that you somehow, oh, gee, we're going to just send those jobs overseas. That's what Wayne's saying. Send those jobs overseas.
Let's be honest
and
here.
let me just tell you one more thing. One more thing for you, Eric Bolling. This to me is you want us to bring third world wages, third world regulations.
Third world wages. What are you talking about? Hang in there, guys.
Dirty water.
Guys, hold on.
So business will be unleashed.
Hold on, Mike. I have to tell you something. My corporate jet was built overseas. I can't.
There we go.
Fly over
All right, guys.
This is all about the rich. Yeah, you guys are the rich protecting the rich.
Hold on, guys. Let me put this in terms. Let me put this in terms that, Juan, you may understand. Victoria's Secret, if they pay their retail workers $15 or $20 an hour, where are they going to find the money to produce the goods? They're going to go overseas and produce in China rather than here. And that's something you may understand.
In case you haven't noticed, American manufacturing is finding that it's more attractive than ever to move back to the United States. Quality of workers, ease of distribution, all helping America.
All right, hang on. Go ahead, John.
We're missing the concept here, too, of that when you raise prices or when you raise minimum wage, you have to raise prices to offset that cost. And people are going to stop purchasing those goods, whether it's Victoria's Secret or if it's at McDonald's. When you make goods more expensive to purchase at a store, people are going to go and make them at home instead.
That's the point. I mean, these minimum wage laws simply hurt the workers that folks like Juan actually want to help. And the big picture here isn't about the age or even the skill level. It's about freedom. And in a free country, you have the right to offer any wage you want and accept any wage you want. And yeah, if a low-skill person, whether he's 18 or 58, wants to work for $10 an hour,
we got to go, guys. We got to go. We have to leave it. Obviously a hot topic. And by the way, Cash In, the only place where you can get chalupas and Victoria's Secret in the same segment.